Hello and good morning. Welcome back to According to Courtney. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you've been with me for a while, welcome back. I am Courtney West. I am a full spectrum doula. On my channel, I love to talk about everything from birth work, um, Black mental health, emotional health, sex, and everything in between. Today, I want to say to you guys, Happy New Year. And, we are settling in, and it is just now, we've just had MLK Day, our inauguration, and people are feeling the feels right now. Like the feelings are real. And especially a lot of times for a lot of our Black and brown women are sitting here right now feeling some kind of way, myself included. And today I wanted to bring on a guest who actually has a toolkit, because many times we were all looking for a toolkit. Like, okay, so what do we do next? Okay, how do I fool with my feelings? All right, what's really good right now? And my next guest, I'm super excited to have her. She is an author, a poet, and an activist who actually has a toolkit for us. So let's join Miss Melikia to the group.
Hi, beautiful. How are you?
Good. So happy to have you in this space. Welcome to According to
Yes.
Courtney.
Overly excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for the invitation. And I have been looking forward to this conversation. Let's say it like that.
I am
Yeah.
too. This has been like a conversation I've been wanting to have since November 5th. So November 5th
Ooh,
was my birthday. So that was my birthday gift, was like what. And so it was like, this is
kick.
real.
What?
What? It was a definitely a good smack of 37. Like, this is what you got. So
Mm,
all good things. Before we get started, I always love
mhm.
to open up the space with the same three questions so
Okay.
that we can just kind of ground in the space. First, um, where are you from and where your people from? Secondly, what is what is your name and the origin of your name? And then three, so it's like a 2 point. It's really six questions, but we make it sound like
So we're
three.
gonna take two at a time, cause I'll be
Yeah,
down the road and be like, I forgot what you said first. How about that?
right. So we're gonna do it without it. And the last one is what you want to leave in the space for the people. But let's start off with the first
Okay.
one. Let's start off with the first one. Where you from? Where your people from?
So I am born and reared in Chicago, Illinois. Hooty hoo, shy,
What?
shy, shy town all day. And I have family based in Mississippi, migrating, right? Got on out the south,
Mhm.
saved a life. And spread it out up nowhere. And I can't say if we want to geek back to Africa, got some Congolese running around here, got a little few things running around here in the body, kind of amazing, and then also Celtic background. So a
I
little bit
love
of
it.
a wonderful, wonderful mix.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
So your name, what is the origin of your name?
So my name, Melikia, means king, and it is a name that my mother chose. She had some friends from over, I believe it was in Sierra Leone, and they literally comprised a list of names for her to choose from. And the two that she fell in love with were Melikia and Keturah. And of course, I named my eldest Keturah. So,
Oh,
yep, that's the meaning of my name. I do my best to move and the gift that it is wasn't always feeling like that was a bit of an issue to begin with, of course, because people are cruel. Kids are cruel. Not all
yeah.
of them, thank God. But as I have aged, I find the wisdom
Mm.
and the value and the gift of the name. So that'd be
Oh,
that.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Thank you,
So,
ma'am.
last but not least question, out of everything you want to share with everyone today, what do you want to
Okay.
leave in the space for them to remember about you?
Okay, so I'm gonna make it real, real super, super simple.
Cool.
I am solely here to love you back to life.
Mm.
That's it. So if you walk away with that understanding, and some of the stuff I say may rub you the wrong way, some might
Mhm.
rub you the right way, but take it all in the heart of I am only here, solely here to love you back to life. So that's what we're
Mm.
about to do. We're going to have a life giving conversation,
Oh,
life
I love it.
restoring conversation,
Yes,
That's it.
so needed. Oh, and I love that. And it's Loving someone back to life, and so many people, and I think especially a lot of Black women right now, are feeling that. They're feeling very rejected and very unloved and not sure and unloved by people that you thought were your supporters. You thought
Them.
you thought they were like your right hand person. Some of them were your spouses. Some of them were your community, your neighbors, your everybody. And I'm not saying this for all Black women, because some Black women are not feeling like this. They're very happy and content with what's going on and help choose the direction that we're moving in.
Indeed.
But there's a lot.
Oddly, but indeed.
Yes. But a lot of people are, from different birth workers that I work with,
Mhm.
different community workers of Black women, or just Black women, period, as mothers, as entrepreneurs, or everything. The
Mhm.
same conversation is really, what the fuck? What
To
the
say
fuck
it
is
politely
this?
and plainly and directly, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this? Like, what do we do
Who
with
did this?
this? Who
Who cleaned
did
it up?
this?
Who did this?
Why did we do this? And also, what does this country say about how you feel about people that look like us? And then it's turned to say, well, what do you think? And I'm like, baby, I'm sitting here crying in the corner too. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it.
See, the fun of it is, I can't even honestly say that I sat and cried in the corner because I was too busy. You know what I was busy doing,
Mhm.
Courtney? I was busy choosing and deciding
Yes.
because I have several communities, right? Some that I literally founded and helped build and maintaining, and some that I co-founded. Get the picture?
Mhm.
So knowing that everybody is not necessarily on the same page politically,
Mhm.
I had to choose because some of the folks who were not necessarily aligned with my views were present. And we had already built life and community and love among us. And the choice
Mhm.
quickly became, am I really about to stop loving you? Like for real? Like, am I really
Mhm.
about to oust you, ignore you, respond to ignorant things that were being said in a non-loving manner? Am I about to do that? We had, let's talk about the holidays, y'all. So
Mhm.
there were certain things that were going on in certain families where some people refused to get together because
Mhm.
of it. You had some mothers, some beautiful skinned mothers in tears from the things that their sons were saying. So
Yeah.
it was a moment of decision. It is a moment of decision. It's a decision I have to make every day. Every time I open the mastermind doors, every time I open the poetry doors, every time I open my coaching doors, I have a decision to make. And that's what had my attention. Baby, either we are who we say we are or we ain't. Either we're going to love and love it all
Yep.
and figure out how to work together, or we not, and you just become someone else. So I was busy, Courtney.
I love that. I love that.
I was busy.
So I want to back up a little bit. I
Sure.
want someone to like know about you. Who are you? What you be doing? Because you like, I wear these
What's
many
in
hats, and
doing?
I know you wear many hats, but I'm like, let the
Oh,
people know, like, okay, give us, because I know you got many hats. I want 4 hats because I know you got like
you want
28
four?
hats.
I will give you four. Okay.
Four. I want 4 hats. That's it.
The main and primary, and this is the one that literally covers everything. I am the founder of Sanctuary Experience. And in Sanctuary Experience, we have loved on many women who were in leadership who did not have anywhere to go and be themselves. They're carrying the weight of the world. There's so much stress. They've dealt with trauma and a lot of drama, and not just theirs, but their communities. And they needed somewhere to go and unpack and to heal and to renew and have some freaking fun and
Mm-hmm.
sisterhood. I needed that. Why did I need it, Courtney? Cause, because I had an encounter with a less than appropriate officer in
Okay.
Chicago at Union Station, and as a result of meeting that human in the ladies' bathroom and 48 hours of straight up panic attacks and stress over almost losing my life because he was racist. And all he saw was skin and came in the women's bathroom and scared the head up out of me. Okay, great. Fast forward. So I harass God for a response because I'm not that person. You're not going to just do something and I'm not going to get some retribution, period. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be a response. And
Mhm.
I had to decide again, because I am from Chicago, Southside, Hunnits. I had to decide what this response was going to be. Like, are we
Right.
about to do something reckless and endanger my life and livelihood, or are we going to do something that makes sense? And God had mercy on me and helped me make a good decision. And that's where sanctuary experience came from. So that's that is the main umbrella. Everything else pretty much fits under it, with the exception of Partners in Rhyme. Co-founded that space. That is a poetry space,
Mhm.
and we have been rocking it for 4 years strong, going into 5. It's a virtual show,
Love
and
it.
for about 5-6 hours a week, we donate these hours. We give our time and give our hearts and ourselves, and make space for other creatives to come and share their gifts, to have community, to have a place to pour out creatively. And we talk about what we're talking about today. A lot of poetry. It's cathartic. It's life. It's life giving. So
Mhm.
anything that has that life giving element, you can smell it on me. So that would
Mm.
be 2. 3, I'm a performer. So spoken word artist myself. I burn up mics and stages. Folks book me, hire me, flyer me out, blah, 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 to come and just act out. I believe in mischief.
Ah.
So, and I am also a part of an international erotic poetry collective. So I do believe in mischief. Get the picture. And then my 4th one that I'll offer is I am an author.
Mhm.
And I tend to focus on women's issues, on poetry, and on my story, because I've got such a deep story. And I know that it was for me to share, because I'm not the only one going through things I went through. So I
Mhm.
talk about the abuse. I talk about sexual predators. I talk about rape. I talk about a husband who tried to kill me. I talk about all these things. And then not only do I talk about it, I write about it, and I give these roadmaps that God allowed me to create, or the Holy Spirit literally just gave me. I share that because I want us all to get free. Okay, great. That was it.
That was awesome.
That's my 4.
That was the greatest four, and I love that, because it's I've doing this work in community, especially with Black women. There is
Mm-hmm.
nowhere for us to go,
Yeah,
and
it is.
it's crazy. Well, you think there isn't. Now
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
know that there is, and that's the whole point. It's like I've had this conversation where you finally got to gather with friends or got to see each other. It's like, what is there a way we could do this like weekly or monthly or something, to be able to check in and to do, how are you really feeling? And that's what I've done in person for moms
good.
groups and things like that. It's just like, what are you really feeling? But it's something beautiful about virtual meeting. I
Yeah.
enjoy that because you can get people from all over and all different types of circumstances, all different types of communities. Be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? What's really
Mm-hmm,
good? How are
mm-hmm,
you,
mm-hmm.
not only how are you feeling, but how are you showing up?
You got to come play with us in Mastermind this week. That was a treat. I'm so glad you came through. That was
That
a treat
was
from my heart, yo.
so much fun. So that's right. It was just I love how you move. You're like, what you doing? I'm sending this to you. I was like,
Come
okay.
play. Like, you're home. Come play.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like this week has been so interesting to me. And I
Mhm.
took a lot of things about resting. And this week, it started over this weekend, trying to shoot and everything else. And then life happened. Mom life happened. It's like, okay, so we gotta do this. We
Yeah.
gotta do this. And then
Yeah.
then, you love littles. Littles, you take care of them, you get them all better.
No.
They're
How is
so
she?
she is better.
Okay,
So
good.
my littlest one had RSV. We are Floridians. We don't know nothing about this cold stuff. It's not what we do.
Right.
And flu season, respiratory infection seasons are real. So of
Yeah,
course
they are.
we went hospital life, and then we come out and we're doing taken care of. So of course this sweet, happily
Mm.
healthy child now would give her
Yeah.
nasties to me. So I got
Oh, gifts keep giving. Yes,
Oh yeah,
Lord.
it's the gift that kept giving. So this was
Mm.
like me out for the week. This is like the best I felt this week. But you know what?
Okay.
When you tapped into me, I said, "Yo, I'm home sick." But you know what? I'm not looking at being sick. I'm taking it as, "Oh, this was my time to rest. This is my week of resting," which is interesting because, as you mentioned, being an author and being a roadblock, you had sent me this handy dandy book that we're going to talk about today that I'm super excited about. It was really a road map to kind of help you get through
Mm.
what this transition of times. And again, everyone has different political beliefs and values, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you are living in the United States right now, your life is going to change due to
Alrighty.
wherever you stand on the pendulum. It is going to change. And for a lot of Black women, they are feeling this and taking it personal. It is a personal
Yeah.
sitting in your spirit of like, for our children, but really for ourselves. And what it is a hard realization to look at someone in your face and then for you to feel like someone just spit in your face. And then how do you react to that? And what does that look like when that happens to you? It's like, woo, like I being born in the South,
Mm.
there are certain things that are done in the South that would really
Man.
snap somebody's head around from up north. I've been with,
Man.
like, what did you say? I'm like, hold up, pause. Wait a minute. I know, we know. But here's the deal. Do you want to leave here today and get back to my house and go back to our safe spaces? Or do you want to take a chance on being hemmed up from this tree right over here? And it's not a joke and being dead serious.
Oh, I got you.
Or
Madness.
having some cops come in here and decide that nothing you say matters because of what you look like, and we not
Yeah.
leave. Make a choice. Choose wisely. Because I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna tell you what you gonna do. But I'm gonna let you think you choosing how we gonna move in this.
You can choose A or B, and A and B is literally the same thing.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We gonna rock this.
Yeah.
But
Oh
I
yeah.
had to learn that because
Yeah.
when going up north, it was like complete, like invigorating in a way. I said, "Oh, y'all talk to y'all people like this? Y'all do this? Like, oh, y'all are aggressively like,
Oh
no, I'm
yeah.
not gonna do what I said. What
Oh
I
yeah.
said. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
And so immediately Sandra Bland comes to mind.
Mm-hmm,
Immediately. Like
mm-hmm,
I'm gonna say her name every time it comes to mind.
mm-hmm.
And that type of mindset, like the prevailing fuckery
Yep.
that rests in the mind of some of these entitled humans. And if you're
Mm-hmm,
hearing it and that is you, it's an out your amen, period.
mm-hmm,
You know, I find that it's the emboldening because that's what we experienced the first 4 years of 45. So I
mm-hmm.
don't say his name. He get numbers.
I'm good with that. I
Yeah.
like numbers,
Um,
dust, Cheeto dust works, whatever works for you, whatever feels good in your
nah, like
soul.
because I do my best to not even attach my resistance to him. And I would say
Mm-hmm,
that like in this time, so let's talk about the chapter 3.
mm-hmm,
The election effect is what I called it: psychosis, excuses, and fake ass apologies.
mm-hmm,
And that is the title for chapter 3 for clearly for the reasons like when the election happened, sis, it was wild the amount of phone calls and text messages that I got, and then the amount of energy, because I am an empath as well. So the amount of energy that was in these spaces, I was like, God, we got to do something. Like the one thing you do not want is a person without hope. A person in this skin
mm-hmm.
without hope, baby, that's the last thing you want.
Absolutely.
Especially, you know what I mean? Because we are no longer uneducated. The Black woman is the most educated in this country. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
are no longer unable to read and unable to access, understand, and engage. Like you're not putting one over us on us no more, baby. So
Mm-hmm.
the last thing you want to do, pumpkin, is to find us without hope. Because when hope leaves, guess who coming to dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, baby. And we can meet people exactly where they've introduced themselves as their ancestors have showed them to be, or we can meet you in the fullest place of love. And
Mm-hmm.
I do my best to choose being over there. It does not make it easy. Okay, let me make that clear. This ain't easy.
Mm-mm.
It is a working choice because what you're asking me to basically do is to let you look in my face and play in my face and pretend as if you don't understand what the hell it means. Hide behind a religion and say that you are supporting a God that you clearly don't know, because I ain't never seen God vote for a killer, murder, rapist, pedophile, 34 convicted felonies, and the rest of that. That's your choice, and you can make it. But don't come in my face trying to justify it. Just make your choice and be. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the point of the matter. Everybody gets to choose. I just know who you are.
Ooh, I love
And you
that.
don't get to be upset with me when I handle you accordingly, because now I know clearly who you are. Now I am open to the conversations because I sat and had those. And this is the fake ass apologies part where folks want to, oh, I'm sorry, I see now. Well, okay, good for you. I'm glad you see now. And I am open to the conversation of understanding how you came to that conclusion in the first place. Because some folks, it was not about the religion. For some folks, it was about a similar experience or believing that the things that were said that were untrue, like gossip or such. And I can respect your being. Can you respect mine? See, that's the question that we're really asking. I can respect and honor your existence. I can see the God in you. I can see the love exude from you. Can you see it from me? Because if
Yes.
you can see that God in me, like I see the God in you, then you will learn and do your work to honor. How do you respond is a question you asked earlier. How do you respond when you're feeling the disdain and you're broken down and it's a lot and you're meeting those stupid people? I'm gonna call them just what I call it, idiots in the chapter. When you come in contact with an idiot, it is your work to do this first before you get to that moment. Understand where the idiot bus stops are, the idiot bus stops and the idiot exits. This way, you will know exactly where to tell people to get off. And you can do it in a manner where you don't lose your peace. Like, that is the point. It's I'm very passionate about this, if you didn't know, but it's work. We have 1,440 minutes a day. Do I honestly want to give 5, 10, 20 minutes to giving somebody a unholy education? Because believe and trust me, baby, I got fire in me. Or would I like to just take about 30 seconds and show you where the hell to get off and keep on with my beautiful day? Like, I'm
That
going to be
part.
happy. I'm going to have my peace. You feel? So
Yes.
it's that is how chapter 3 came to be, because I'm interested in us preparing, right? And I love that the poor performance, proper perform. I am bugging. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. There we go. Okay,
Yes.
so this is what that is about. Can I prepare you? Because this is here. It ain't coming. We are already dealing with it. It is not coming, baby. It's already here.
Correct.
So can I prepare your mind to be peaceful, to sit still, to not be the person to fall for every invitation to act the hell out. You don't have to respond because somebody is questioning you does not mean you have to answer. You are not immediately obligated when you see a person in pale skin telling you or demanding of you or asking you questions. Now, when it comes to folks with badges, you're not even immediately obligated to answer in the manner that they're asking. You know what I mean? You be respectful, know your rights that are that are in the balance, and we are praying right now. Holy mercy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's wild business. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pause for a minute because I feel like I've been talking, and I would like to hear from you.
Oh, you have been going at it, and I'm just sitting here like, yep, soak it in, soak it in, soak it in. Because what you're saying is so profound. It's about the toolkits. Because that's the truth of it. It's like it is here now. But how do you react? And I love that. I love that bus stop analogy. Please know when to get on and get off. Because I feel like that's the hardest part for a lot of people. People are passionate, and this is something that sits with you depending on where you're coming from. Like if
Right.
you are an immigrant and you've been here on asylum, or your parents are, or you are born here,
Dreamers, yeah, I
right,
feel for them. Yes,
and you've
God.
worked your everything to come here, and you've built a dream, and you've built a dream for your family, you have done it all, you've paid your taxes, you have been in this community for 50
Yeah,
something years,
yeah,
and now you don't know where you're going to go. Or to the brown skinned women who have always been on the march, and we've always been uplifting and growing and building and communicating and conversating and
And now
polling
we
and being out
tired.
here.
Y'all
We
ass
are
in trouble.
tired.
We're
We are
tired now.
tired.
The world is in trouble if we stop praying.
Right.
Period.
And that's the thing is like when for I can say in my generation, it's just like we've been taught from our ancestors, we're gonna go, we're gonna go, we're gonna go, we're gonna go.
Right.
And
Right.
I can say for myself, this is the first time my mother called me on my birthday and she just, she knew what it was. She's like, don't cry, we're gonna be all right. It's okay. She's like, I
That's
don't
what we
know.
need.
She's like, that's okay.
That's
She's
what we
like,
need.
we gonna be all right because you know what?
Because we've been all right.
We've been all right. This ain't the
That's
first,
it.
this ain't the last, but
Nah.
now is the time to stop. And what's interesting when you've been in activism and done activism work all your life, it's always you're going, what's the next? What's the next? We got to go. Injustice, injustice, injustice. But to take a pause and say, you know what? I'm gonna work on peace on myself, and then I'm gonna just let you have it. And learning that piece of it, and I really love what you say with that. It's to like, you know what? I'm gonna honor you and let you stand in your business.
That's it.
Stand in it. You own it. You got it now. You got it. You won it. Wonderful. But now
Got
I'm
nothing
gonna
to prove.
stand. I ain't got nothing to prove. I get to stand in mine, and I think that with your book, what I really love is like those roadblocks of things to say. Stand in it. Let them have it, and then get your playlist together. Because when they freaking out, and they're like, "Oh my god!" I'm listening
the
to Kendrick
playlist was so
Lamar,
much
just
fun.
chilling. They not like us, man. And I just be, and I can
They
rock
not like
through.
us. Ludicrous, bitch. Boo, boo, bitch. Get out the way. Like literally. And this, I've seen. This is hilarious, and I've literally seen this in Chicago streets. Somebody was getting on this one lady's nerve. A beautiful black woman. She was not playing about that business. She was a thickums, and literally she got to singing Ludacris in their face. That just popped back to memory. I was young, like whenever that song, probably when the song came out, that thing was hilarious to me.
That's great.
So I feel it. Like there is nothing like a little song in your head. Them inside jokes, they save lives. I can be happy. And what's gonna piss off somebody who's trying to irritate your soul most?
You being happy.
It not working.
Yes.
Don't feed them. Even if you mad, they ain't gotta know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the ponder answer practice, I wanted to share those ones because I feel like this is when we talk about tools.
Mm-hmm.
When you are in that moment, like it is important when you're faced with those challenges, especially, and we're speaking directly about like the emotions left over from the election. So I'll keep it to that. What are you feeling when you get face to face with someone who can't see you? All they can see is their understanding or belief of who you are because they don't know you. Or even if they know you, they think they know you. They don't know you, or they wouldn't be in your face talking stupid. Okay. So what are you feeling about that election cycle? Where can you put the impeding? Okay. It's impeding your progress forward. It's impeding your mindset forward. It's impeding your freedoms forward, right? You feel like that. That don't necessarily make it true, but I'm saying that this is what you're feeling in the moment. Where can I put that right now? Okay, where can I put this energy right now? Because I don't want to respond from it. The preparation part. If you sit in your home, in your silence, in your quiet, get your meditation, get your pen and paper, and plan, why do I have to do that? I get it. You know what I mean? That could be a response from some of the sisters. Why do I have to do that? You ain't got to do nothing. You know what I mean? It's up to you. But I don't know. All I know is if I were you, because I am me, and I'm going to prepare because I don't want to get caught with my pants down.
Right.
Like I did with the officer. You feel? Like literally in the bathroom. So it's important to prepare yourself. What are you feeling? Where can you put that immediate emotion? Have a place.
Hey guys, had a little technical difficulties, but at that moment, we're going to go ahead and jump into the Blast Artist of the Week. And this is my good friend out of Texas. This is Yamasani, and this song is called Circle of Life. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Oh zone, now that's real. Pops a rolling stone and flatten grass fields. My mandatory raps a passive vax bill. React like Drax will, relax, I'm past chill. This manifestation of imagination is just a creation of communication within integration system like the Matrix, filled with entertainment, pastors, education. Court-appointed lawyers for blacks in litigation. Corporate enormous tax cut and evasion. Saw George Floyd on the news and couldn't take it. It's hard to tightrope, walk it all, but I'm a Grayson. One day we not gonna be passive with the slaying. One day we might just put action to the saying. One day we'll stop all the blasting and the spraying and stop carrying weapons that will smith you like Jaden. To be free to you, to them is disobeying. They told you to get into heaven, you needed praying. They left out the heavens, your thoughts, and where you haven. It's not you, it's we, it's deep, it's complicated.
One day you have it, one day you have it, go away. One day you have it, one day you have it, go away, go away. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Shine bright like a solar light. Oh, we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. You know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. You know you can make everything alright. Yeah, you gon' get it today. I'ma send it your way. This a clinic, don't forget every visit you pay. It's crazy to say I've been perfect, cause hey, the kids calling my name. I'm too busy to play. This is scrimmage, shirt skins, the ending is late. Life's a scary movie with hands digging your plate. To take the dividends, dollars and pennies you make. I'm transparent with you, even when you really opaque. Marcus Aurelius states, everything you hear is an opinion, not a fact. But is that really the case? Cause we all know planes leave a chemical trace. And we knew he was guilty, you see Zimmerman's face. And we all want to crash in the video chase. And we want that hottie to let us feel on her waist. And we know one day we will see God's grace transcend our body and be up in outer space.
Bright like a solar light. No, we can make everything alright. Yeah. One day you have it, one day you have it. Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah. One day you have it, one day you have it. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Don't take it serious, serious. It's an experience, experience. Shine bright like a solar light. No, we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. And know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. You know we can make everything alright. Yeah.
Shine bright like a solar light. And know you can make everything alright. Yeah.
And that right there is Yamasani with Dr. C. Rich with Circle of Life. And if you are and if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and it's free. But if you're an independent artist, correction, let me back up. If you are a fan of independent artists and their music, you can also go to blastmusic247.com. And it's also for free. So if you have your iPhone or your Samsung, there's the QR code, scan it, and it will get you to blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, ladies, back to you.
Thank you. I know. It's been awesome. So if you guys are just joining us back on According to Courtney, we are having a amazing conversation that is much needed with Melikia, our author, poet, activist, amazing person all the way around, just to really sit and if you're just catching up with us, we've been talking about a roadmap really for people just settling in with the new political changes and everything else, and how are people feeling. And we have been going through Melikia's book, which, by the way, we have never dropped the title. What is the title of this book?
Something for my sisters. I did mention it. It's just so simple that it just flows.
It did.
Yeah.
And it's such I had the opportunity to read this book. You sent it to me, and I was just right before everything kind of really settled in. So it was like a great roadmap and like blocker to be like, hey, this is what's coming towards you. How do we get prepared for it? And you were talking about being prepared
Your rules.
and the
Rules.
rules and the roads of being prepared in this space with your chapter 3. So I just want to like recap because I know we had technical issues. When you're getting a little too
When you
real,
start telling things that you ain't supposed to maybe be telling
it's
the
like
people.
stops working. But give us a recap of that chapter 3 of what we can take away from that as just some helpful tips.
Okay. So simply put, and hopefully this audio is fine. It is for you to be honest. Be honest about how you're feeling. A lot of times, especially for us, like Black women, we have it down to a science where we will consider everybody else's emotions, feelings, needs, desires, wants prior to tending to ourselves.
Yes.
And I'm speaking like as of the collective, because yes, I know there are some sisters who don't move like that, but I would say that they are the minority.
Yes.
Of how we move, because we have been born and bred to behave in that manner. Okay.
Yep.
And if you consider that you are dealing with 7 generations of work prior to you being in this body, that you're holding all that content, all that information, you can't understand that we are connected to the experience of our ancestors, and we do emote fully. So when those folks want to look at us and give us it's just another angry Black woman, no, it's a Black woman who's tired of y'all shit.
Yes.
All right. So the truth of the matter is, what do? You begin to take off your cape. You begin to, and in chapter 3, we talked about the idiot bus stops.
Yes.
You begin to create methods where you can politely and simply disengage. You know what I mean? And the politeness is for you. The kindness is for you. The disengaging is for you. You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to prove. And especially with the person that's standing in front of you, because they are not anyone in position, i.e. lawmaker. You know what I mean? Generally, when it's the nut in front of you acting out, it's literally the nut in front of you acting out. It is a person who is moving in their delusion, because I truly understand that the entitlements, the mindset of white privilege, it's a delusion. It's an illusion, and let folks have their delusions. You are not the window washer of the mind. Every person who comes in front of you, you have designated people for you to tend to, and be spiritually tuned in to understand who those people are, and them other people point to their bus stop, get off, bye now, and I simply say idiot because that's a kind word. You know what I mean? Like, you're the idiot in the scenario. Not me. So understand how you're feeling. Prepare your response. And preparing the response can be something as simple as when you get up, when you wake up, you take that 5-10 minutes before you move and you pray and you think through the wonderful day that you are going to have, and anything that shows up that don't look like that, do not participate in it.
Oh, I love that. Say it again for the ones in the back. We're not going to what?
Participate in that foolery. We don't have to. I do not have to enlighten you. I do not have to answer your questions. I do not have to be demanded upon or to be your Google. I am not your walking Google. I am not your walking God. I am not your Black girl magic, even though Black girl is magic. You feel? So these are the things that we can prepare ourselves with. We can literally, I don't owe you that. And how am I going to give you the love that I feel that I may owe you? I'm going to respect you. I'm going to honor your humanity. And a lot of people are not, unfortunately, I will say some, because I don't even think it's a whole lot. If you look at the full number, 8.025 billion humans on the earth, there's nothing in me that believes that the majority of those humans don't get it. Yeah. There's way more that we have in common. There's way more people who understand. There's way more people who love like we love. who care like we care. So on that truth, that belief, that's where I choose to rest myself, right? And my peace, I believe in sovereign divine God. I don't know about y'all, but I believe in sovereign divine God. So Jesus be saving many lives. I'm gonna say it like that. So yeah.
And people don't realize how blessed they are. It's like, no, you got saved. Like you got touched by an angel just right there in that moment.
Why
God
you
put their hands
volunteer?
down because I didn't snatch up your soul. He did instead. So you should be blessed for that. But because it's we all in a work in progress. And I
Yeah,
love that kind of like leads into chapter like 4.
sure.
About you touched on it because as generations of our ancestors of having to hold and you are been brought and bred to carry everyone's things, and a lot of times black women are always put as the superheroes and having to wear their capes. And I love how your chapter was like, when are you going to put this cape down before it makes you put it down? And I feel like that's very important for especially for black women to hear. It's like, you're always told that you have to be the strongest and you're a black independent woman and we have to do X, Y, Z. I believe strong black woman. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it. You know how like you remember what's that movie where she like, I volunteer?
Yeah, the fire.
I was like,
Jesus.
I'm feeling the
I know
mockingbirds
the
and
girl.
everything.
Yeah, the
Yes,
mockingbird deal.
her.
I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah,
But
she
yeah, I volunteer
volunteered.
tribute. Yeah, she
Right,
did.
she volunteered tribute. And most of the times I feel like black women, we volunteer to tribute. We are there for our black men. We are there for our black women, our children, white women, white men. We have literally for every single issue there's been, black women have been at the forefront of we are marching, we are
Let's talk
helping,
about the
we're
Korean
healing.
experience. Let's talk about the Mexican experience. Let's talk about the
Yes,
LGBTQIA experience. We
absolutely.
have been there for all of y'all.
Yes.
All of them
All of
put
you.
on our belly, back, and shoulders and head to rise. And then when they got positions and protections through laws, flip, they asked for us to kiss. I am not blind.
Yeah.
I am not blind. I'm staying paying attention. And I know it's not everybody, but damn it, it's a lot of y'all.
Yeah.
So that is why we are in need of a sit down somewhere. To sit down, and here's the understanding. It is for us to take off that cape. And it comes to me like this. You know how we were taught to tie our shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that it was not an auto project. Like we were literally taught bit by bit, make your bunny ears or tie it over and make your loop and then make that knot and then pull these strings, right? So we were taught that in the case of the cape, we were provided that cape and taught to tie those strings on ourselves and to do it daily, 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 daily. All right. Which is why I do advocate for turning them damn TVs off. Okay. We'll talk about that another time. However, do you understand that cape, a lot of times we did not choose that cape. It was already there. We were wearing it. We had already taught to tie it. We thought it was a part of our wardrobe. So we get up and we put that hoe on daily. So therein lies the confusion. You can change your outfit, sis. So and that is the point of the conversation. It's been a burden. It's been a burden of love for many people. I am not saying run away from your responsibilities. I am not saying love the people that God put in your life for you to love. I am saying please do all of that. Please do all of that. And at the same time, do understand that some of them people are only around you, not the ones that God sent you, mind you, but some of the folks that come around are drawn to love. They just, they're the moth to the flame. They want the heat, but they only come to take. They only come to drain. And this is your measure. When you are dealing with people, like when a person comes in the room, what do you feel? And in order for you to know what you feel, you know what you got to do. You got to take that cape off and tend to you. You need to understand your mind. You need to understand your spirit, your soul, your body. These are things that you can do. Okay, these are the must do things if you are to heal. I love that you said that strong woman. Most of the women who are pointed at and say, "Oh my God, you're so strong. You're such a strong black woman." It is not that they volunteered as tribute. I don't believe that one bit. It is that they had to be. You have to fortify. You had to stand up in strength, especially single mothers. You had to stand up and be more. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I have no condemnation. I have no shade for the women who consider themselves strong women, I will speak a truth that that I don't need a man stuff. I don't believe in that, or I don't need somebody for my gay and lesbian family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't believe in that isolation. That's something that was offered to us and that we bought into is a lie. So in the same manner, buying into the cake is a lie that we said yes to and that we participated in. So now you are at a point where you get to redefine your participation. And that's what I'm offering you through something from my sisters. It's a means, 30 days, a 30-day introspection, energy, INNERG, energy to find you. And then I am a high proponent of, I'm a coach and a consultant too, right? Life coach, spiritual rituals coach. And what I work with my people first at is identity. You've got to learn you. You've got to begin to identify you for yourself because you've already been identified. You've already been classified. You've already been casted in your role. You see, these are things we were born into. Okay. And it is subtle and it is quiet and it is not brought to light a lot of the times. But baby, pay attention, especially the younger, the better. You know, the younger mind, the better, because you have a possibly more grace and time to develop. But please, oh please, oh please, find you, my married women. Get married. You become absorbed. Your name is changed. Now you got to be somebody else magically, and then that husband or wife is helping you to define you in them. See what I mean? Like, I understand the coming together and the becoming one. I'm for that, and I'm for it a lot. And at the same time, and that becoming one does not mean that you disappear. It doesn't.
Yes.
Dude, like, there's so much that goes, like, I'm doing my best to keep it simple because I get real revved up about this part. How can I say I love you if I can't even love me, and I can't love me if I don't even know me?
Oh, that's so important. And I feel like that touches such a point on also with motherhood. When you become a mother, a lot of times you no longer are a person. You are mommy. You are this, or you are a wife and you're a caretaker and you're this and you're this and this and this and this. And then
Your
as the time
food.
goes on, right. You are the life vessel of everything. But with that being said, and I say this to my clients all the time, but who are you? That's great. I know I'm so-and-so's mom, or I'm so-and-so's husband or partner. That's not what I asked you. That's I know. Who are you? And I've been
Or the
guilty of that.
profession. I'm a this, I'm
Oh,
a that, I'm a this.
that was my best one for the longest time.
Yeah.
And didn't know the difference because, and it took even generational thought for myself. I said, well, why do I think like that? Why do I think, or when people are like, well, who are you? My first answer is like, oh, well, I'm a nurse, I'm a mother, and I'm a doula. That's who I am. And I'm just like, and it came so quickly now that I have to be like,
that's what I'm saying. That's them strings. We are taught into these behaviors. These are literally our paces, right? We're put through the paces. Go to school, get an education, go to college, get a career, work this job for a number of years. My tech people every 3 to 4 years, the other folks 5 to 7 years, and then my long-termers work it a lifetime and then retire and then have a few years before you die in peace. We bought that.
Hook, line, and sinker. And if you don't do it that way, you feel like you are not the norm. There's something wrong with you, and they put these high expectations on you that are not realistic of what the world is set up to be. Like, okay, you didn't buy your house by the time you were 25. You have not gotten married. You're supposed to have 2.5 kids, and you're supposed to make this and this and this. And I'm just like, wait a minute, these numbers don't work. What is the 2.5 part? So I have a half a baby. I'm just curious. Or
I'm like, is that the stepchild?
I don't even know. Or you're supposed to be buying a house. Well, so am I going to buy a house and be house poor if the economy doesn't allow me to do these things? And then you feel as a failure. I know for me, like I use with my children and through therapists and everything else, I had to check both of them. They're like, oh, you're just so strong. I said, stop. Never tell my child that she is strong. I said, you know what being a strong person means? That means you can take a large amount of pain and carry it on your back. You will not put that on my child. If that's how you're going to do, we can get a new therapist. So understand, anytime you're dealing with me or my children, you never tell these Black girls, because unfortunately it's very hard to find therapists of color around here. It was like, and that was teaching all the time. No, 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 no. We're not saying that. She's not acting out. She's expressing her rage and frustration and wants some tools. But never tell my child she's a strong Black girl. No, I'm not putting that on you, that you have to think you have to carry large amounts of pain. You are an intelligent, a beautiful little girl who's
My word
living
is
your life.
resilient.
That you and that's my word, is my
And
favorite, is
that's
resilience. You are
absolutely
resilient.
very resilient.
You or I say, you know what you are? You a diamond. She's like, why? I said, because no matter how bad you're pressed, no matter how hard they press you, you will always be a diamond at the end of the day. So that means you might can handle some pressure, but you're gonna be something better
And you
out of
know,
it.
that's a beautiful point too, like the point of entry. So I find that it's good to offer perspective, and there's different points of entry. And you mentioned being a mom, and I love that. And even in the protections of our babies, that is for us to do. I find that sometimes when we can look at our children, especially moms of daughters, we can look at our daughters and see what we want for them so desperately, for the moms who love their babies. And the way that we would fight and mama bear over them, can we do that for us? You know, can we go back and remother us for those who felt like their mothering experience wasn't up to par? Can you go back and remother the little girl in you? Can you work on her healing and give her the love that you so desired? Can you help her to define herself? And in the same manner that you would do for your daughter, you know, if you were to sit down and you were to write a journal, a 30-day notebook for your daughter to heal, to help, to grow, to see, what would that be? And then turn around and apply it to self.
Yes.
Right? That's the invitation.
Absolutely.
That's the invitation. And that's the heart behind Something for My Sisters. Literally, a bypass. A bypass the madness, take off the cape and breathe. And once you're out of the cape, yes, there's work to do. There is still work to do. It is not a resigning of your being, because I believe in the be do have, right? It is not you're not free to say fuck it all. We're not saying that. What we are saying is at least get yourself healthy to a point, take that cape off and understand what you would like to cape for.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Understand what's important to you. What do you really want? Who do you really want to be?
Yes.
Right? So these are things. That's like literally, that's the hammer to the nail of the book.
Oh,
okay, so I'm
that.
nosy. I want to know what for chapter 3 and chapter 4, what was the most impactful things for you?
For me, for 4, as someone who is a cape wearer way too much and too often, what is it going to take to make you take it off? And I can say in 2024, I hit that mark of it's either you take this off or it's going to kill you. And to see what the stress and the pressures of what being the matriarch, being the community leader, being everyone's mothers, being everyone's caretakers, taking the grunt of everyone's stuff from births to politics to being in these spaces, being the forefront and the leader and all that, what that carries, and how that it manifests in my body and the health issues that came from it. I was just like, yo, can't do this no more. So having to get that reassurance of that was very helpful for me. Is like, someone does see you. It is okay to unlearn those habits and unlearning them now. So when people are like, well, who are you? Taking pause and trying to figure out how I like to answer that. And separating it. It's like, okay, so this is what I do. Who am I as a person? I'm a badass motherfucker. That's who I am. And that's it. And that's really like, I had to figure out, like, how do I want to answer this? It's like, I'm not broken. I'm healing. Or my answer is that, or it's like, I'm a person in the process of healing. That's where I'm at. And be okay.
That's
and I am. That's like, I'm a kick-ass human. Or sometimes I'm like, I'm just one bad bitch today. It just depends on what is coming out that moment.
I love it.
I'm just one bad bitch today, and that is who I am. And I'm cool with that. Good. And then what I took from that, I start using on my daughters. That's what I can really say, because I look at what they've watched me do through the years and how they show up and how they move leadership, or what are their passions in life. especially like I have a 16-year-old and I have a 9-year-old, and it is so beautiful on those two different spectrums of people. And my 9-year-old that's my passion princess. Yo, I'm gonna do it. That's the misfit right there. I be looking at her like, whoa, she is me, FAMU college me. I'm about it. We gonna make the changes. I don't care what you saying. I slap the taste out your mouth, and I'm gonna play with butterflies. That's her. And then my oldest one, and like you gotta like Joy is a whole. It's a moment. It's a movement. Jalen is very reserved, very chilled, but she is someone who works in the community. Is always into very much politics and building and standing up for her rights of her people, but she observes your nonsense first.
That's it.
And so she's very interesting. You could tell she was she was raised by old people. She was very
strategic. That's smart.
She's very strategic with it. And so to watch her and to have these conversations with them both in two different kinds of ways. So with her, I said it's okay to take pause because she understands, my oldest understands the political realm more, and she's had these conversations with her friends, and it had a very visceral reaction when it came. She actually she'll be all right. I'll tell her that she got her cycle early, and she's like, whoa, and she was just barely down in the bed. Mom, I can't do anything else. I cannot go to school. I cannot face what's out there yet. I can't do that. Are you okay with me just holding space with you? And I was like, yeah. And then for my little to come to her, I was like, she's like, Mommy, I don't like what's going on. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to tell everybody that this is how it's going to go. And I was like, whoa, back up. I love that your gust and your gusto is that, but it's
Madam
okay.
President.
It's like, well, I love it. I love that you're like that, but it's okay to let people have their peace and to let people stand on what they believe, because sometimes the best teacher is experience. So sometimes you got to let people, I say, like sometimes when mommy tells you start running through the house and you keep running through the house, and then when you finally fall and bust your butt and you're like, ow, that hurts. But now she's like, yeah. I said, sometimes you got to let that happen to people.
Street justice.
And she was like, oh, that makes sense. So for me, those were the biggest pieces that I really love to take. And then watching them to know when you need the cape and when not to, and also how to deal with people. Sometimes the best way you could get them is to just chill and let them be. Right. And I want to say this about your book for other sides of wherever you sit on the coin when it comes to politics. We are very sitting on the side of this is how this group of Black women are feeling and this things of it. But this is also good for anyone, because this is how I feel about it, period. From moving for the next 4 years, stand on business. If you believe that 45 was the best thing that's ever happened to America, stand on that. Live it, eat it, breathe it, stand on it. And no matter what, stand on that. But with that being said, be able to see the love in me so I can see the love in you. And also
be respectful.
Be respectful.
Mind your manners.
That's
and know your place.
Right. Don't let this privilege get you hemmed up. But on the flip of that, honor the fact that I might really be going through pain right now. Maybe someone else who doesn't look like you may have just lost their entire family. Or someone who doesn't look like you, or who does look like you, who's had a baby past 8 weeks and can't get any assistance, and has been told that she has to be at life or death and doesn't make it.
And that child, that young lady that got arrested because she had a miscarriage, y'all. Arrested her and charged her with a form of murder. Yep. So and you think that's okay?
But
the Lord
there's people who do. They believe that's okay? And you know what? You know what? Stand on that. Sit on that, because here's the deal. How's the poem go? I said nothing when they came for the Jews. I said nothing when they came for the gays. I said nothing when they came for the Blacks. I said nothing when they came for the Mexicans. But guess what? There was no one to speak for me when they came for me. So now let's see where the chips fall, and therefore know who was standing in your corner and who wasn't. And then it's just, this is where we're at. And for Black women who are in the space of feeling outrage or anger or everything else, take time and space to heal yourself.
That's it.
Let's heal ourselves right now. Let's sit back Take all that energy, all that rage,
All your
take it,
cheerleading champion vibe. Turn
put
it on
all
you.
of
That's
put
it.
it to you.
That's it.
Take that rage, change that into listen, the best way to and get me fired up to get something done, piss me off. I make the most best creative
Okay,
projects
we're gonna talk
ever.
about that real quick. All right, ladies. We're gonna address this because I feel that. Like truly you will give me emotion. Start some mess. You're gonna give me a productive motion, step one. But I did have to sit and acknowledge even that understanding, even understand that perspective and realign my motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I could not I did not want to rely on anger being the impetus. Like I
Mm.
don't want to rest in that. So I taught myself how to be and build my own momentum. All right. So that I I don't have to wait until it happens to me to take action.
Mm. I love
Okay.
that.
And that has been I've probably written like maybe 10 books between novels and then books for the master's classes as well from clients within 2 years. Okay.
Mm.
Yo, and two of them in
That's
December. You
crazy.
feel?
Yes.
So the mind your action,
Mm-hmm.
mind the creativity around you, right? Because God is always talking. God is always, always, always speaking. Sometimes we are not always, always turned in. So I believe that when you begin to stir and connect with the God in you, the God who you are, all right, and understand things, go grab your book, Master Key System,
Mm-hmm.
Charles Haanel. Touch the secret. Some people don't vibe with that, but it'll give you an opening. It gives you an opening into self, into light, and meditate. Tap your
Yes.
Sri yantras, tap your ancestors. Like literally, it's time for us to understand us. Okay. And some folks will give me the side eye and look half crazy. I do. I believe in the blood of Christ. Let's be clear. And I also understand that I'm not the one that's going to be sitting there pointing at this other person because they're in a different skin color, worshiping a different God and tell them that their God is not God. I am not that
Mm-hmm.
ignorant. Some of us are. Okay. So you tap into the God in you
Mm-hmm.
and be honest. And I had such a wonderful experience this one time where I came face to face with me in spirit. All right. That is a beautiful moment that I wish for everybody. And it helps you. Like when you have your mind is not at peace, when you can't achieve silence and quiet in your mind, what is your thought life really like? And if you
Mm-hmm.
understand that you create, like you are constructing here, this is your construction ground. If you are so distracted and you can't achieve silence and peace to create what's needed, we have what we're living in today.
Yes.
Okay?
Ooh, I
So,
love it. I love it. I love that. We are all works in progress. We are all trying to be the best that we can be.
and
And,
beautiful and wonderful and exciting.
absolutely. And I'm
Yes,
just so excited that
yeah.
you came to share this with us and just to help people have a perspective and to just see the beauty in themselves. Like, hey, you know
That's
what?
it.
It ain't supposed to be perfect. You're not supposed to have all the answers right, but you're still infinite. You're still amazing. You're
You
still
are
beautiful.
incredible.
You're still incredible. You still
Yes.
matter. Like, if nothing else today, I want and leave with each other and everyone else. You matter. You
To
matter.
us. You
Don't
matter to us.
you
Literally, right
matter
here.
to us.
I said,
Like I don't want you. If no one has told you today, yesterday or next day that you are loved, you are loved. You are
loved,
mattered.
heard,
You
seen, known. You felt
all of
like
it.
it is here for you. It's a I think that if we took time, and that's part of the book too, the companionship of it, if we took time to tend to one another, I read a study, 8 minutes, 8 minutes for a person who is experiencing a downturn, a downtime in life. 8 minutes. You got 8 minutes, sis?
Yeah.
You
I
can,
got
I
eight
got eight
minutes.
minutes. You feel? So it is for us to
Mhm.
love us and to remind us of our beauty. It's time to turn our love to us.
Yes.
It's time for us to tend to us. And I'm so
Yes.
about that life and I love it. Like I love what I do. I love who I work to become. My being is My being is sound.
Mhm.
You know, and I would love for my sisters to be able to look at the mirror and flirt with yourself. Hey, baby. You know what I mean?
I love that.
You know
I
what I mean? Put
love
your makeup
that.
on, get you gussied up just for you. You know, so
Yes.
this is what I'm talking about. Like the revolution of us, the reinvention and the
Hmm.
rededication of us to us. So that's it. That's what
Oh,
I'm
that
saying.
is, but that is perfect. And that is like the best thing to leave with anybody. It's like that feels like you got to come back. We got to talk about the revolution of us. That means like, it sounds like a whole new book title. It's like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? The revolution of us, filling out what this is. And you know what? If for nothing else, I say take for the next 4 years, work on the revolution of us, of yourself. How are we
Yes.
moving in these things? And that don't let what someone else's issues be your issues.
Bingo.
Don't. And that's like that's the biggest takeaway I can take. I said, you know what? All these things that you feeling over
Yeah.
there, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That is not how I see myself. I know how I'm showing up. Like I already
That's
said,
it.
I'm one bad bitch. And so therefore
Yeah.
I'm going to stand in that no matter what you do and have
That's it.
peace in that. And so, again, how are people able to reach out and get this book? If they are
Okay.
interested in getting this, how do they tap into this wonderful piece of knowledge?
All right. So here's the mission. We are on a mission because this is a
Okay.
mission based, right? If you are a woman of color, black, brown, beautiful, beautiful woman, this book is for you for the free.
Mhm.
All I need is your email. All
There you
right.
go.
So you can email me. This way you have mine and I have yours. And we're going to begin to communicate and make sure that we're loving ourselves. Life is Sanctuary XP. Simple. Life is Sanctuary. The letters X, like X Men, and P as in Paul at gmail.com. Email me. In your subject, you want to put something for my sisters. And
Yes.
literally, that is the title. And I will get that title out to you quick and ASAP. I do have other titles. The one that comes to mind to mention right now is the latter, How to Escape the Hells of Domestic Violence and Trauma. It is
Mhm.
a stepper. It is guidance on how to get out. I've had so many sisters. I have over 20 years, over 23 years. I'm coming up on 24 years, I believe, of service in domestic violence areas,
Mhm.
and not just in the awareness of it. About 8 years ago, I started specifically focusing on solutions. All right. So come be a part of that. A Day of Healing is also coming up. Love Fest 2025. That is a 24-hour virtual impact, social impact project where we're going to get
Ooh.
together on the Clubhouse app for 24 hours. Count them up. 1,440 minutes of straight conversations on love and gratitude. We got some DJs coming through, some keynote speakers. I am a keynote speaker as well, so I will be speaking and teaching as well there. I've got some great people, awesome volunteers. The guard changes every 2 hours. And then the poetry and the mischief kicks off at about 7.
Ooh,
So,
yes.
because I'll come through, because it's going to be a party. Like, we're going to have a good time. If you're in the Tampa area, we do have a 5-hour in person, same title, Love Fest 2025. So come be a part of the things. Come stir up your love. It is so very needed. If you are going to be at Florida Memorial University, I'll be down there February 22nd for the mental health campaign and tour. Maybe performing on stage. And if you want
All
some mischief and
right.
some fun, it's clean though. That one's going to be fully clean because that's your
Okay.
family. So be clear. But I'm definitely a part of that team and working to build out the mental health initiative for the students and veterans and for the communities. 10 colleges. So it's a full year, right? And
I
the fun
love it.
part is for all the things that I am doing, I don't have my cape on, dude. I'm doing the things that I love, that are important to me, that I chose. And I can't say
Mhm.
SXP chose me. That is true. And we are at one. You know, that is my company, Sanctuary Experience. Sanctuary XP Experience is the name of the company, and then
Mhm.
the nonprofit as well. So come get this work. Oh, March 7th through 9th, if you are a woman, and
Mhm.
you want to come spend 3 days with me, we're doing our ninth. We have our ninth in-person 3-day experience for the women where we love you, crown to soul, and we have it is a spiritual experience. Feed you real
Okay.
good, take you pretty places, and teach, and work, and you will meet my Florida affiliate partner, and who's also my bestie, Dallas Cohen, beast mode. And the stuff we do together, we don't even talk about it so much openly. Come experience and let us love you back to life.
Oh, I love that.
Like that's my work. Literally, what do you do? I love people back to life. Period. In many ways.
Oh, and it's amazing. And that is super exciting. That's like so much. If that's not enough for you to be like, look, I want to go get loved up on. And if you're not in Florida, this is a vacation.
I
It
got
might be
people to
cold
fly in
right
from all
now.
over.
Right. It's like, come on
Literally.
in, get loved up on. And
Mm-hmm.
remember, the revolution of the next 4 years is
Yes.
you. It's you. Loving on you. So I am so excited that you came and you hung out with us
Thank
on
you.
According to Courtney. I would love for you to come back and spend more time in any of your number of projects. We always have space and just super excited to have you. And
Thank you.
it was such a vibe. I'm so excited to have
You
you in the
gotta come be
space.
on my podcast. Like
I
I'm gonna
would
have to dab you.
yes, we will
And I didn't even
definitely.
mention that, I guess, huh?
Listen, that's what I said.
Yeah.
You could go. I just didn't know what the 4 years was gonna go with, but I
Yeah.
was just like, as if you don't know, Malika is we're both part of the Blast family. That she has her own podcast and her own mission, and she's out there, healing all the people, and it's amazing. So yes,
Mandated.
I'll be happy to come to your class, and I'm so
Hey.
glad you could come to mine. And
Me
for
too.
everybody else, know that you're loved, you're seen, and you're heard. And until next time, we love you. Bye.